very good afternoon, distinguished guests, distinguished Rotarians. I'm deeply honored to be here. It has been such an eye-opening, such an experience to hear all the distinguished speakers talk about the wonderful work they're doing and about their visions for literacy, 100% literacy in India. I'm really honored to be here, and thank you so much for having me here with you and giving me this opportunity to learn. As I said in the video, I'm delighted to be associated with Rotary's Teach mission. And I'd like to thank particularly Mr. Shekhar Mehta, Kamal Sangvi, and Dr. Vasant Kumar for roping me in for this. Really, thank you. I also appreciate the fact that Rotary is is not planning on reinventing the wheel, but is planning to support all these good organizations of excellence who are working in the field, like Ekal Prayas, Teach for India, Pratham, and of course all the speakers representing their different organizations that we heard today. I heard there are a number of IIT graduates who quit their jobs and started NGOs, and I did hear one more such young man talk about why 75% of Indians, as you had mentioned, or engineers and graduates can't get jobs or are not fit for jobs, and it's really the teaching system that has to change. And I'm so glad you're looking at all of that. For example, in Germany, when geometry is taught in class 7, it's taught in a carpentry class. The students actually have to make their design and make their own tables and desks to sit through the class, which doesn't, of course, happen in India ever. Not even an engineer can do that. I had the opportunity to work with Kumi Naidu on a board, on a NGO board. He was brought in by Nelson Mandela, third generation Indian who grew up in South Africa, brought in by Nelson Mandela to lead the adult literacy program in the new government, the independent South Africa, because apartheid thrived on adult illiteracy. So when Kumi Naidu took on this leadership, he said in 1 year he was very disappointed that the same people who were willing to give their lives for freedom from apartheid had turned into oppressors, and the corruption had eaten into the South African government within 1 year. And therefore, I'm bringing this up to say the human design is flawed. Our biggest presumption and mistake is to presume we're going to do the right thing. And the truth is, human beings don't always do the right thing. They don't always make the right choices. And therefore, checks and balances are very important. And so to see such a large group of conscientious citizens, professionals who've come together under the umbrella of Rotary to take these checks and balances into the literacy program is absolutely essential. I salute you and congratulate you on this. And I would say, don't stop here. Rotary must have its representation in Parliament. You must have many more. Your representation must go up to the government. It should be in Parliament. It shouldn't stop just in the community. And these are the checks and balances that will make sure that what's happening around us doesn't happen anymore. Flood relief. We were doing I work with about 18 different organizations on different causes. We were doing flood relief in Orissa, found 5 villages, no school. We went to the minister, the cabinet minister, who was visiting Andhra Pradesh, and told him about it, and he scolded me. He said, "What do you know? You give them schools, they'll become Naxalites." And this is the leadership in the current day India. Give them schools and they'll become Naxalites. So they're no different from apartheid. But anger must not stay anger. We shouldn't let anger eat us up. Anger really needs to be challenged into passionate action, compassionate agendas. And that's why I'm so proud to be associated with the Rotary Literacy Program. I'm looking forward to some very constructive, positive work. I'm going back to Hyderabad on the 4 o'clock flight, and therefore I'm going to flee, but I'm going back a very happy soul, a wiser one, and a very determined one. Thank you. And I wish the Teach Mission all the very best.